Oh, yeah, it's up.
Cool. I'll send the links to you.
Sweet. Right, it's live.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna start.
Go for it.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, to PS Vitesse. We are here for round 12 of the Season 5 Championship event in F4. Today, we're here at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Paces at the circuit Interlagos for the Brazilian Grand Prix. This is going to be a very interesting race here, guys, here at PS Vitesse for another event here in Brazil. Alright, so let's get this race underway, and to start everything off, let's talk about where we are. We are here in Sao Paulo, Brazil, which is just off the Atlantic Ocean. This is also Brazil's largest city in the entire country. In terms of the circuit itself, the circuit has got 15 corners that make up a circuit length of 4.3 kilometers. That's 2.6 miles. There's also 2 DRS zones to help encourage overtaking for around here. There's one down that long pit straight, and that'll provide some great overtaking opportunities down into the first turn. But of course, if you can't make an overtake into that first turn, there's always after the Senna S's into turn 4, there's also a DRS zone in between turn 3 and turn 4 to make a good overtake into that section as well. So Interlagos always provides some great racing out on track, and I'm good to be back. It's good to be back here at PS Vitesse. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you are just joining us, click the like button, subscribe to the PS Vitesse channel. If you're watching on Twitch as well, and the Formula Jonah channel, follow there as well, and send us a few comments as well. Your thoughts on the Grand Prix, your thoughts on the circuit itself, and just everything going into this race. So, I'm Formula Jonah, your commentator for today in PS Vitesse. This is round 12 of the championship event in F4 of Season 5. Just 3 rounds remain. Yes, 3 rounds. This championship has flown by. And if you guys did not check out the previous race at the Japanese Grand Prix, it was a mighty race. It truly was at PS Vitesse last time out. But we head into Brazil, and this is a very interesting Grand Prix. Reason why is not just because of the action on track, because Interlagos always provides some great action, especially here in this league, but also that the championship event that is happening throughout the season could be decided here today. Carrot Finger could win the championship. If he wins, then he will win the championship, no matter what, really. He has to win this race, though. If he finishes second and Key finishes first, I think it will go on to the next one at Imola. So the gap between the two, Carrot Finger and Key, is 54 points. So if my calculations are correct, he will, if he wins this race, he will win the championship in F4. So that'll be great to see if he can be able to do that. But he's got a driver that is fighting for this championship as well. Key, he's got a chance. He really does have a chance to be able to fight this one. But it all comes down to now, if Key wins the race, and denies Carrot Finger that win here today, it goes on to the next one. So if Key still wants to be able to win this championship, and of course he'll be putting it all into this race, then he has to beat Carrot Finger. Really, that has to be it, and basically win the race as well. We'll see how that all turns out. But right now, we got Stianza in the Mercedes on pole position. The driver that took his first pole position in his debut race. This driver was incredible in the previous race in Japan. Unfortunately, wasn't able to finish the race itself after that track provided some unfortunate circumstances with some drivers spinning off there, because that track was so difficult to manage, you know. But I think Stianza really proved himself himself in that one. He may have not finished the Grand Prix, but he did qualify on pole and set some really good pace in that race, especially in his debut. So now coming into the second race of his career in PS Vitesse, he's on provisional pole position. Let's see if he can do that, as Trench just went second fastest, the second Mercedes driver on top now. It makes it a 1-2 for Mercedes, as it stands a 107.3 for Trench in the second Mercedes car. Carrot Finger, the championship leader and who can win the championship here today, is third as it stands. Let's take it on board with the Haas as he comes down into the first turn. This is a very difficult corner as you want to make sure you turn the car as much as possible, get as much of on the curb as you can. Into the Senna S's now. You want to make sure you lean that car all the way to the left, follow the curb, and then tilt your car right. As you come down that DRS zone, as you come down to turn 4, brake right after the 100-meter mark, maybe right where the 50-meter mark. It depends on your braking point. Carrot Finger fastest through the first sector into the very narrow straight onto turn 6 we go. This is a very difficult corner as you can go wide here and invalidate your lap. You want to get right in between that curb and then yet again into this very difficult section of the track. Turn 9, this is a traction zone as you have the steep, almost like a banking actually, into that turn. You want to get right to the edge of the left side of the track as you come down into 11. Into 12 we go. And this is going to be critical for these drivers. Into 12 now, and you're going to get right in on the left side of the curb to the entrance. Now, that was the last heavy braking zone as we come through the final 3 corners, which are all flat out as we come to the line. Carrot Finger fastest through the second sector. Can he put it on provisional pole here at the Brazilian Grand Prix? He cannot quite yet, but he does split the 2 Mercedes and puts it at 107.2. Very good lap by Carrot Finger there, and that is a very, very nice lap by the Haas driver. Great to see, of course. A very quick lap for around here, as you guys saw, as we watched that on board with Carrot Finger, and it was super quick. He basically just blasted by there. It's just a minute, really. This track is a minute and around 6-7 seconds of this track. It's a very quick one, but it's got to be one of the tops, you know? I mean, like, a lot of drivers and a lot of people that have watched Grand Prix do know that Brazil is definitely a classic. It's been in Formula 1 for a very long time. And a lot of, I think one of the most famous parts of the Brazilian Grand Prix is how many Brazilians have actually won this race. 5 different Brazilians have won the Brazilian Grand Prix. For examples, Emerson Fittipaldi, he was actually the first winner of this Grand Prix, believe it or not. And then we also had Nelson Piquet, Ayrton Senna, Felipe Massa. Drivers like that were able to take home wins at their home Grand Prix. It is quite special to see someone from their home take home a race victory at their home Grand Prix, of course. So it is great to see that. So very impressive, of course, from those Brazilian drivers. Speaking of home Grand Prix for drivers that can win, this is kind of off topic from the league itself, but next up is the Mexican Grand Prix, and I'm really hoping that maybe Sergio Perez can grab a win. I mean, he's been really performing great. I'd love to see that. That's kind of off topic, I know, but just wanted to quickly mention that. So we are with 3 minutes remaining of the qualifying session here today. A few drivers going out on track. They got their setups all ready to go. I think about half the grid is out on track, half are in the pit lane. So some of these drivers going out to set a better lap time, some of them in the pit lane right now getting ready for those that final lap, of course, to set a better lap time. Stanza's coming across the line now. He's going to start his lap, and let's see if he can improve, maybe go into the 106s. Wouldn't that be incredible? He has to gain 0.2 of a second as Carrot Finger retires from the qualifying session. He will not be starting on pole today in the Brazilian Grand Prix, so it's all to play for everyone out there on track. We'll keep an eye on everyone. Stanza through the first sector is not quickest, so Carrot Finger is still quickest through the first sector, unless the game is lying to me, but I think that's accurate data right there. Stanza through 6 and 7 we go. This is pretty good for the Mercedes driver. Let's see, it's all about the traction zone right here. As I did mention, you got a little bit of a curve on that turn 9, and a lot of drivers can put the car in a position where you're putting the throttle on a little bit too much, and then you spin the car. It's a very easy thing to do, you know, so the drivers have to manage that a lot. Through the second sector, he's not quickest through the second sector either, but can he pull something out in the third sector and go even quicker than his lap time as it stands? I wonder if this is a warm-up lap for the Mercedes driver. It could be, but let's see what he can do. As he comes across the line, the Mercedes driver comes across and does improve, does not go into the 106s, but does improve on his time of 107.143. So he stays in the 107.1s, but does improve his last two numbers there of his lap, though. So good lap by the Mercedes driver. What about Elian Bayan, who's just gone fourth fastest? Good lap by the AlphaTauri driver, puts it up into the top 5. What about Key getting a slipstream from his teammate? Then the two improve on their times? It doesn't look like it. I wonder, though, if they're going to go out for another lap. I think that's what's going on here. So the two McLarens helping each other out, it looks like. Tech 31 Racing helping out his teammate here. And this is going to actually be pretty good, because if Tech 31 helps out Key here, then that does put Key in a position to possibly take away pole position from Cianza. It's all about this lap, though. I think they're both on laps, though, so I hope they don't mess up each other's laps here as Key comes through turn 6 a little bit wide. I wonder if that's due to the dirty air of his teammate just ahead. It doesn't look like it, but through turn 9 we go. The two McLarens looking pretty strong. And let's see what they can do as round the corner we go. Key right behind. Oh, and he's backed off, I think. Yeah, he has backed off. I think he got too close, and Tech 31 Racing's got an invalidation. Both McLarens will not be improving on their times. Elian Bayan is about to finish his lap. I think he's going to try and improve on that time. Let's see if he does. He does not improve. He stays P4. The Alfa Romeo of Inoshi Akai comes to the line. Now what can he do? He stays P14. The two McLarens are also out on track. I think Leslie the Twig is about to come across the line, and let's see what the Aston Martin driver can do. He puts a P6. Very good lap there from the Aston Martin, and he puts it top 6, and that's a very good lap. But Stianza is on pole. It's a front row lockout for the two Mercedes drivers as Stianza and Trench start on pole here in Brazil. All right, so qualifying is over. An amazing qualifying session that truly was. Trench did get ahead of Carrotfinger, so he jumped ahead of the Haas driver. Carrotfinger will start P3. His championship rival Key will start P5. Both are starting in the top 5. They got Elian Bayan in between them, so let's see how that works out. But real quickly, before we get into this qualifying session, or into the race, sorry, if he has a second, we actually do have Leslie the Twig in the party with us. Leslie the Twig, would you mind if we just quickly ask you a quick question?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, so you qualified P6 in this Grand Prix. How are you feeling about that qualifying performance, and what's your thoughts on the upcoming race?
Not bad. I feel a couple of mistakes. I feel like I don't know what the times are. I'll let you know when I see the rest of the times, but I feel like I had a few attempts left in me there, but I'm fairly happy with that. I'm sort of this is a track that's not really a favourite, not really one that I hate, but it's just sort of another track for me, so I'm not expecting too much.
Well, we're looking at the times right now, and there's it's a very close grid. I mean, you were up there, you're P6 starting on the soft compound tires, unless it's raining. I don't think it is raining, yeah, it is looking pretty good for you as it stands. And one quick question, just for you before we let you go and prepare for the Grand Prix, of course. I just want to get your thoughts on tires for around here. I want to get thoughts from one of the drivers out on track. How did you find the softs for around here? We know that degradation is not the it's okay for around here. But what's your thoughts on that, on those the soft tires, and maybe you could provide us with a little bit of maybe some strategy.
Soft tires feel alright. Yeah, I never, honestly, I don't really look into strategy before a race. I can't lie. I sort of just go into it and see what it's telling me, and see if I can switch it about a bit. But I mean, I'm pretty sure it's soft medium here, so you've just got to sort of, even if the tires feel bad, it's just you just got to get through to maximising the next stint. So that'll be the focus. I've just seen the times now. I think I could have got Elian. I don't think I would have got the top 3, but I think I could have got Elian. But too many invalidated runs there. So I think I only actually got 1 or maybe 2 timed runs in out of about 6. So not the best quality for me. And it's going to be about penalties here as well. There'll be penalties picked up, so it'll be interesting. But it's good to see that Stehan's has got another pole, back-to-back poles for the new guy, so fair play to him.
Yeah, a lot of talking points coming into this Grand Prix. You mentioned Stanza getting that pole, double pole position, as you had mentioned. Great to see that. You also mentioned penalties are going to be a big thing in this Grand Prix. Totally agree with you on that. I think turn 4, turn 6, a few other places will be an interesting point to see how penalties are going to work out, especially that first couple of turns at the Senna S's. But gotta say, congrats on P6, and hope you are able to get a good performance in the race as well. We'll be looking out for you and hoping that you get a good result.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy it.
We definitely will. All right, so we'll let Leslie Twig go prepare for the Grand Prix itself. He also mentioned that softs to mediums could be a good strategy. Definitely agree with him. I think that could be a very good strategy. The predicted pit stop strategy will come up, and we'll see exactly what is what. But in terms of my opinion on strategy, it definitely is a soft to medium strategy for around here. You can take the softs for a long ways. I know that from driving this track personally, that the softs usually go around, I'd say the lifespan of the soft tires are around 14 laps for around here. And then the mediums are basically like a hard tire for any other circuit. They do well for around here. But we are ready to start the formation lap. The drivers are already out on track. They're doing their formation. And then we're going to get into the Grand Prix itself. So we got 16 runners here at the Brazilian Grand Prix, a race that will provide some amazing action on track, as Interlagos always does. Let's do the rundown of the grid from the results from the qualifying session before we get into the Grand Prix. It's an all-Mercedes front row of the grid. As we did mention, Stanza takes his second pole position in PS Vitesse, his double pole position, of course, because he took a pole last time out in Japan. His teammate Trench starts alongside the Mercedes driver in second place. Championship leader Carrot Finger is in P3 alongside Elian Bayan on the second row of the grid. Carrot Finger's championship rival Key is in P5 for McLaren. Let's see what he can do, and maybe we'll get a nice championship fight there, a nice championship battle between the two rivals. Leslie the Twig is alongside Key in the Aston Martin starting 6th. Tech 31 Racing is P7 for McLaren alongside LR Delta in the Ferrari. Big Boy Juin, who's got 3 wins this season, starts P9 alongside Vincenski in the Williams car starting P10. Then we got DeMiles, Luke Tourette on the mediums, Ender, Inoshia Kai, Worry Cloud, and Reflection rounding off the grid here today in Interlagos. So it's the Brazilian Grand Prix. I'm your commentator, Formula Jonah. Hope you guys are enjoying the race so far, this qualifying session that we did have earlier on. But now it's time to get into the race for the Brazilian Grand Prix. The lights are out here at Interlagos for round 12 of the championship event, and the lights are out, and away we go. It looks like a pretty good start for both Mercedes as they go side by side down to turn 1. We'll look at Elian Bayan, though, trying to go down the inside of the two Mercedes drivers. Carrot Finger goes side by side with Elian, who had a great start in today's race. The Mercedes goes wide, though. That allows Carrot Finger to try and go round the outside of the Mercedes. A little bit of wheel baiting there as Elian Bayan tries to get into that as well. Further down the grid, we got the McLaren of Key and Leslie the Twig going side by side. Leslie the Twig making up a lot of positions. The McLaren goes wide. Key and Tech 31 Racing did not get the best of starts there, but a very nice battle we're seeing here as Leslie the Twig is trying to go round the outside of the Haas driver, but here comes Key as well, who's going to get ahead as they make a little bit of contact with the back of the Haas driver there. Here comes the Ferrari of LR Delta as well. Key trying to keep ahead of the Ferrari driver. Here comes the McLaren of Tech 31 Racing trying to go side by side. It's a Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, Daniel Ricciardo battle we're seeing right here as Key does get ahead, but the battle still continues on. LR Delta versus Tech 31 Racing who's come down into turn 12. It looks like the Ferrari is looking to get ahead. He got the outside line coming down into the exit of 12. And that Ferrari will just about get ahead. But the McLaren of Tech 31 Racing is not giving this one up anytime soon. Tech 31 Racing trying to go side by side with LR Delta as they come down to turn 1. It's been side by side action between the two of them all the way through the first lap. The Ferrari gives way as Vincenski and Big Boy Juin are also having a nice battle. The Williams gets ahead, but Big Boy Juin coming back at Vincenski. Look at the slipstream from the Alpine car as we come down into turn 4. Is the Alpine gonna get ahead? No, it looks like Vincenski will just have the outside line, but goes a little bit too wide. Here comes Big Boy Juin, who has the better straight line speed out of turn 4, and the Alpine just about gets ahead. Great start by Trench, though. He now leads the way from Stanza as the two Mercedes swap positions at the start. Great start from Elian Byan as well, up to P3 already. Also a great start from Leslie the Twig, already up to P5. He's made a position already on the start. The two McLarens did not have the best of starts, I gotta say. They have lost both one position, but they are coming to the field, and they definitely will be fighting for this one. Here comes Key on Leslie the Twig, who's also battling away with Carrot Finger. There is a nice slipstream going on here, as that is the Miles that is off the track, spinning around there, opposite side of the track for the Haas driver Stianza, and Ellie and Byan trade fastest laps there. The Haas is back on track and all good there. Looks like we have a nice battle. Reflection versus Luke 2 Red. Side by side goes the Alpine and the Williams. It looks like Reflection will just keep that position, though. And up the field, we still have Vincenski versus Big Boy Zhuan. Vincenski looking to re-overtake the Alpine into turn 4. This is where Big Boy Zhuan got past Vincenski. It's Vincenski going to try and get past Big Boy Zhuan. Yes, he does. The Williams driver is up into P9. Yellow flag in turn 1. I do believe that is the Miles who was spun off again. Maybe two hot tires, you know, and the Haas driver struggling on those, recovering actually after that first spin that he did have. He is back on track and all good there. Our closest battle is probably Worried Cloud on Big Boy Zhuan. I think the Ferrari is right in the back of the Alpine car. Up at the front, it's a 7/10 gap to Stianza. Trench has a 7/10 gap to his teammate. Great to see that, of course. And it looks like Carrot Finger is on the back of Ellie and Byan. This actually is our closest battle. DRS is now enabled. This is a Miles retires at the turn 11. That's going to be a virtual safety car. Yes, it is a virtual safety car. I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be a full course safety car. And it is a full course safety car. So I was right there. The full course safety car did come out. Trench will lead us away on lap 4. Full course safety car has been deployed due to the Miles crashing out at the entrance of turn 11, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it is turn 11. Or sorry, turn 10. I kept forgetting the corner names for around here, but it is turn 10. That's where he crashed out. Unfortunately, see, of course. And he'll be out of this Grand Prix, but hopefully he'll come back next time out in Imola. But Trench leads us away by Stanza and Elian Byan, the top 3, just separated by just a few seconds. But of course now the safety car has been deployed, so that gap will shrink between the top 3. Now the question is, will these drivers pit? No. That's a firm answer right there. I'm going to say no. The reason why is because tire degradation is not that bad for around here. In a track like Azerbaijan or China or maybe Bahrain, you would probably pit around now. But these softs can last basically like the mediums for around here. They're basically, think of it as this. Think of it as the soft tires are basically the normal mediums, and the medium tires are basically the hards. So that would mean that the hards are like some ultra hard tire. Probably, actually. To be honest, the hards do go for a lawn for around here. Leslie the Twig and Key decide to come into the pit lane, though. That's quite interesting. They're definitely committing to the two-stop strategy here, unless they go hards, but I don't think that's going to be the best situation for them. They are pitting for a fresh set of medium compound tires, and to be honest, that is a really good strategy from them. Now, in this circumstance right here, with Leslie the Twig, Key, and Reflection all pitting, you're probably wondering what strategy are they going for. Well, they're probably going to go soft, medium, soft. That's probably the best strategy for these guys. They're definitely going to try and push these mediums long, probably go to around lap 20, I'd say lap 23, probably, and then pit onto the soft compound tires. Maybe go even longer, like lap 25, and you'll have like 11 laps on the softs. That would be a good time to pit, because the reason why is those mediums are going to degrade a little bit more. The thing is, though, is that Leslie the Twig and Key, and Reflection as well. Actually, Reflection hasn't lost too much, but Leslie the Twig and Key have lost a little bit of time and positions as well. Track position is key for around here, but when you're on fresh tires, ooh, it might be pretty good. We'll see how it all works out. Leslie the Twig and Key going for that strategy. Key in that championship fight right now, and as it stands, Carrotfinger will win the championship if he takes away this amount of points, but I'm sure Key will be flying through the field and looking to overtake his championship rival. We will find out how that all works out. Safety car is not heading in this lap. We will get another lap of the full course safety car until we get underway here in Brazil. Tech 31 Racing, LR Delta, and Luke 2 Red all into the pit lane. Going quite long, to be honest. They pit a lap later than expected, actually. That's quite surprising. What tire are they going on? Mediums. It is mediums for all 3 drivers. Actually, Luke to Red. Oh no, Luke to Red has not pit yet. He's also onto the medium compound tires as well. So as expected, all 3 go on to the mediums. But what's surprising about this is that they pit quite late in today's race. This is a little surprising, to be honest. Okay, so Trench will lead us away when the safety car gets underway. I saw a few comments come in as well in our live stream, so if you guys have any more comments, please comment below your thoughts on this race so far, and maybe if you have any questions, I'll try and answer those as best as possible. I may not get to all of your questions, but I'll try and answer all of them if you guys do have any there. But just want to say thank you all for joining us so far. I've been seeing a lot of people coming through the stream, so that's great to see as always. If you're enjoying the stream so far, like this video. If you're interested in seeing more PS Vitesse content, subscribe to the PS Vitesse channel on YouTube. That's so you guys can see all the PS Vitesse content, not just F4, but the other streams as well, F1, F3, and F5. And also you can subscribe to the Formula Jonah Twitch channel as well, so definitely do that, guys. That would be much appreciated. Of course, you guys can see all the commentary I'm doing on there as well. So let's get this race back underway. Safety car is in this lap. Let's ride on board with our race leader, who's going to lead us away. Now, the thing about this safety car exit is that you don't really know where you're going to go because it's a straight line, but Trench goes now. He decides to go a little bit early, but that's very, very good for Trench. He's got a pretty good gap to his teammate. Stanza, actually. Oh my goodness, they're almost going 4 wide into turn 3. They're going 3 wide now as the Alfa Romeo goes 2 wide. Denosha Kai off the track. Lesson Twig and Key side by side. Who's going to come out ahead? Oh, Key has just spun the car around. Oh, he's right in the middle of the track. Thank goodness he's ghosted there, but he has spun around. There was a little bit of contact, I think, with Key and Leslie the Twig. That is very surprising. Look at that. We got, I think, Luke to Red. Oh, no, that's Ender and LR Delta. I think we're going side by side. Up the hill, we got Leslie the Twig and Vincenski. I think Worried Cloud got past Vincenski. Good move by Worried Cloud. What if the softs are starting to degrade a little bit? As down the inside goes Leslie the Twig. He's going to try and make that move. It looks like he's trying to go around the outside at turn 9. Switches to the other side of the track, possibly. But the Aston Martin keeps that line. Tries to go down the inside on Alex Albon, Lewis Hamilton area of the track. But they do not make contact like in 2019. But they still go side by side down into turn 11. You don't see a lot of overtakes into that section, but Leslie the Twig going around the outside and having a lot of courage in that Aston Martin car to go around the outside. What a move that was from Leslie the Twig, and he is proving that those medium tires do go long and they do have a lot of pace. So good move from the Aston Martin driver. As we have Vincenski and Big Boy June battling once again. These two have been battling pretty much all race long, but here comes the Alpine down the inside on Vincenski. The 3-time winner this season gets passed up into 7th place now. Vincenski down to P8. I do believe that is because these soft tires are starting to degrade a little bit, and everyone else is on fresher tires. Here comes Reflection on Vincenski, one of those drivers on the medium compound tires, of course. By the way, Big Boy June is on the hard compound tires. He's definitely going long in today's race. Up at the front, Stanza is right in the back of Trench, and meanwhile, just what we were talking about, Stanza, he gets a 3-second time penalty for going a little bit wide. We just caught up with that, and he just went a little too wide, unfortunately, and got that 3-second time penalty. First driver to get a penalty. As we talked a little bit with Leslie the Twig before today's race, penalties are going to be a big thing in today's race. If you can avoid those penalties, then that will be good for your chances of winning a Grand Prix or something like that, getting a good result, of course. But today, while you may get a 3-second time penalty, it's definitely not the end. Stanza coming at Trench. Look at the speed of the sister Mercedes car, and DRS is not even enabled, but Stanza just blows past his teammate and up into first place. So Stanza up into first place. Good move. He retakes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Is Trench going to fight this one back? He's got DRS. It's a battle for the race lead here today on lap 9. Is Trench going to try and send it? No, he does not. He does not send it. That would not be the best of moves, of course. He would have risked contact, and you don't want to do that, especially with your teammate. As that is the golden #1 rule in a team. Do not hit your teammate. Trench still looking to get ahead, though, of Anza. Stanza still ahead, of course, as he got past. Oh, Stanza spins and is out of the Grand Prix. He has just spun off at turn 9. Stanza is out of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Full course safety car has been deployed, and that is definitely expected, because that is a huge crash for the driver that led the Grand Prix, and oh, he just lost the car slightly. It just went straight into the wall. That is super unfortunate for Steanza, as it was looking so good for the Mercedes driver, and unfortunately, he just spun off, got too much on the power, I think, out of turn 8, and just spun the car around, could not save it in time to hit the wall, and Steanza is out of the Brazilian Grand Prix. The race leader is out. This is a nightmare for Steanza, but he'll come back at the next one. He truly will. But oh, I feel so bad for the guy. He was looking really good, had the pace to do it today. He had the pace to win the race, and yeah, it was looking so good for Steanza. But these things happen in Formula One. These things, these spins and stuff like that do happen, and they move on. So what's happened now is that Elian Bayan, Karafinger, Vincenski, Ender, Reflection have all pit for a fresh set of medium compact tires. Ender's actually pit for the softs, but this has meant that Trench has stayed out. This is very surprising that Trench has stayed out. Now, he is on 9-lap-old softs, and he's going to start, his tires are going to start degrading. To be honest, Leslie Twig could be up into the race lead in just a few laps' time. Once the safety car comes in this lap, he's going to be on much fresher tires than Trench. So this is going to be really interesting. On lap 10, the safety car will most likely come in on lap 12, so we'll get the racing underway at that point in the Grand Prix. But I'm still just going over what happened to Steanza there. He was in a really good position, had the pace to win, but sometimes these things just happen. Lost the car a little bit, and I just feel so bad for the guy. He was in a great position to win today. But he will definitely come back stronger at the next one, and if I'm not mistaken, it'll be his home Grand Prix as well, as he's an Italian driver, and next time out we'll be heading to Italy. Not the circuit Monza, of course, not the Autodromo Nazionale de Monza circuit, but it is going to be the Autodromo, let me say this correctly, Enzo Di Farino, wait, now I forgot it. It's the Autodromo Enzo Di Ferrari circuit, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta read that exactly. Forget some of these track names, but it's Imola. You know, it's Circuit Imola, as everyone does call it. We'll be heading to the Imola circuit, of course, in the city of Imola, in the Emilia-Romagna region of Italy. So that'll be great, of course, to commentate on that one. I can't wait to commentate on Imola. I've never commentated on the that circuit before, so that'll be fun. All these drivers haven't raced there before, of course, in PS Vitesse, so it will be new for everyone, you know, so that'll be fun as well. But right now we are focusing here in Interlagos. We will focus on Imola next week, but today we are focusing on Interlagos and what can happen from this Grand Prix. Trench, I think that's the biggest story we're talking about today, because he is on the soft compound tires, Leslie Twig, and pretty much everyone behind him is going to be on fresher tires and coming through the field. Trench could lose a lot of positions here, but it's all about defending. We'll see how it all works out. But we're now on lap 11 of the PS Vitesse Grand Prix here today in Brazil. We've had 2 safety cars, one due to the crash with De Miles and one with the crash of Steanza. Both drivers out of the Grand Prix, and they will definitely recover to the next one and hope to get a better result. Okay, so safety car is actually in this lap. That's good. We will get the racing underway. Question is, who will get the better start? Will it be Trench? Will it be Leslie Twig? Maybe Big Boy Juin on the hard compound tires. He's the 3-time winner in PS Vitesse this season. Can he grab a 4th win? We will find out as we get underway. Trench will most likely go at the same place that he did the previous start, but as actually he goes a little bit early, I would say. And he gets a really good start compared to Leslie the Twig. Big Boy Juin now on the back of the Aston Martin driver. Here comes Big Boy Juin looking to go side by side with Leslie the Twig coming down into turn 1. Is the Alpine going to try it? No, he does not. He backs out of that one. Looks like Tech 31 Racing and Luke 2 Red trying to go side by side as well. The McLaren is off the track. Here comes Key, Tech 31's teammate. Key trying to go to the outside line. This will be the 2 McLarens. They're going to go side by side. Do not hit each other, guys, as you are teammates. It looks like Key just was able to get ahead. Tech 31 Racing looks to, I think he kind of let him pass there, because Key is on the fresher tires and he's also battling for the championship. Actually, Tech 31 Racing is on the fresher tires, but Key is battling for that championship. Tech 31 Racing looks to try and get ahead of his teammate again, but is not going to get ahead at this particular moment. So good start from Trench. That was exactly what he needed to get away. I think he surprised us all by going a little bit sooner. And that's exactly what you want to do, because if you go at the same place that you did before, every single driver is just going to kind of predict that and get a better start. So if you go later or earlier or something that's unexpected, you know, then you'll get a better start. And that's exactly what happened. There's no need to really explain what happened. It just happened. So Trench got a good start. Now has a 7/10 gap to Leslie the Twig. Leslie the Twig now has a 1.1 second gap to Big Boy June. Those mediums really working out for the Aston Martin driver. He's got to start closing the gap though on Trench, or at least keep within the DRS range of the Mercedes driver. I think that would be good for Leslie the Twig, and actually he's starting to gain a lot of time on Trench, so this is good for Leslie the Twig. He's in a really good position here. Key's also on the back of Luke to Red coming through the field. Carrot Finger down in P9. If Key stays where he is right now, then the championship will go on to Imola, but we'll find out in just a matter of time. It looks like Vincenski and Reflection trying to go side by side, maybe into turn 6. No, it looks like Vincenski will stay ahead of the Alpine for now. But the battle will continue on between those two drivers moving down the rest of the grid. Carrot Finger looking to get past the AlphaTauri of Elian Bayan, who's making his way through the field as well, both on fresher tires than anyone above them. So this is good, of course. Key on the back of Luke to Red. LR Delta on the back of Big Boy June, who's kind of holding up these guys. He is on the hard compound tires, everyone else on the medium, so it's kind of expected that Juan is not having the best with tires, of course, because those hards are not going to be the best of tires at this stage in the Grand Prix, but later on, Big Boy June will absolutely be fine. Here comes Tech 31 racing round the outside of the Williams. I did not see him there, but Tech 31 tries to make the move on the Williams driver, and it looks to work out for him. Ooh, a little contact between the two there. Here comes Elian Bayan, and that might work out for Elian Bayan. What a move that was going to be for the AlphaTauri driver. Can he get one, maybe two drivers here? He's got one. He cannot get Tech 31 racing as of this time, as Big Boy June gets a 3-second time penalty, the first of the runners in today's race that have gotten a penalty. Stanza was the first, of course, but he's out of the race. So Big Boy June is the only driver on track to have a penalty at the stage, and that could affect his end result. But we will find out later on. Key on the back of LR Delta. I think that McLaren is absolutely flying right now. LR Delta right behind Big Boy June. Delta's going to look to get ahead of the Alpine as soon as possible, but we will find out. Further up the grid there, we got Leslie the Twig, 2.5 seconds ahead of Big Boy June. He's in second place. He's got an 8/10 gap to Trench, who's starting to pull away a lot. But I think Leslie the Twig is right there as well. But here comes Key on the Ferrari of LR Delta. Ferrari v McLaren here. They both have DRS. Is one going to try and make a move? It doesn't look like it. All three stay in their position. Tech 31 racing right there as well. Same with Elian Bayan. This battle is going to get really interesting here. Is Elian Bayan going to try and make a move on Tech 31 Racing? He's very close to the McLaren driver. Look at the speed of the AlphaTauri. I wonder if he's running lower downforce than the McLaren. It doesn't look like it quite yet. As LR Delta is right in the back of Big Boy June. He wants to get past. As Luke 2 Red gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I think that was at turn 4, if I'm not mistaken. And we have a nice battle for P8 as well. Worried Cloud gets ahead of Luke 2 Red. Maybe he went a little bit too wide, and that's why he got that penalty. But he's down to P9. Worried Cloud now up to P8. Ender on the softs as well is going to be coming through the field. So we'll watch out for him in today's race. We will find out how that all works out. But look at LR Delta right on the back of Big Boy June. But look at Key right on the back of the Ferrari. This battle is incredible to watch here, guys. As Big Boy June makes a mistake, LR Delta is now up into third place. Let's see if Key can try and make a move. Yes, he is going to try and make a move. Maybe 1 in 2. Here we go. Oh, it's almost 3 wide between the 3 there. Oh my goodness, that was so close to contact. Who's going to get ahead? The Ferrari tries to go side by side. A little bit of wheel banding, I think, because we saw some smoke off the McLaren there. Key and LR Delta go side by side. Big Boy June retakes third position. LR Delta has now moved down to P5 in this Grand Prix. Key is trying to get past as Leslie the Twig gets past Trench. Trench has got problems with the soft compound tires. Leslie the Twig leads the Brazilian Grand Prix on lap 16 now, as LR Delta gets a 3-second time penalty for going too wide in turn 4, if I'm not mistaken. But up at the front, Leslie the Twig leads us away by Trench now, suffering those soft compound tires. But what's helping him out is that Big Boy June is right holding up these other drivers. I mean, Big Boy June's tires, they're not going to be the best, because everyone else is going to be in the mediums that are going to be fresher tires, but those hards are going to be much faster in the next, I'd say, 3 laps or so. That's when the hards are going to start being really quick, but we will find out how it all works out. Here comes Key right on the back of Big Boy June. He's got fresher tires, faster tires, of course, for the McLaren driver. He is battling for this championship, and he knows that he is going for that. Carrot Finger is down to P12 as well. He's got, I think he had damage. I think he had to pit, so he's down to P12. Key up to P3 now. He has passed Big Boy June. LR Delta involved in this one as well. Big Boy June's not giving this up anytime soon, though. Trying to go round the outside, maybe, of the McLaren driver. Max Verstappen on Nico Rosberg vibes here from 2016, but of course, this is dry conditions, not wet. Big Boy June with the DRS has now got past Key once again. Key goes wide. LR Delta is now going to try and get the move on the McLaren driver as they go side by side through the narrow exit of 5. Into 6 we go. Is the McLaren and the Ferrari. Who's going to get ahead? It is going to be Key that gets ahead. Elian Bayan right there as well. That AlphaTauri is right on the back of these guys as well. This is an amazing battle we are truly seeing right here. And what's interesting is that once Key gets past Big Boy June somehow finds the pace to get ahead of Key once again. That Alpine is really looking fast, especially on those hards. So Big Boy June absolutely going for it today. He's doing a great job in today's race, but let's see if he can continue to hold back all these drivers. He's got a massive train of cars right behind him. He's got LR Delta, Key, and it looks like Elian Bayan, Word Cloud, Ender, all those guys as Trench comes into the pit lane as Inoshi Akai gets a 3-second time penalty. Moves on track though. Key trying to go around the outside of the Alpine. Alpine goes a little bit wide. Key looking for the switchback maneuver. LR Delta's right there though, so Key has to watch out for that Ferrari getting involved in this one as well. Now Key trying to get past Big Boy June. This is where it's going to matter as he's trying to go around the outside. Big Boy June leaves in the space. A little bit of wheel baiting there. Big Boy June will just about get ahead. Is LR Delta right there? Yes, he is right there. Not a lot of spaces. Oh, the contact there. The Ferrari is on the grass and hits the wall a little bit there as well. He goes wide. I wonder if he got damage to that. I think he did. Very wide there. Oh, Ender. And it looks like LR Delta made contact. LR Delta came back on track. Ender was right there. And unfortunately, they do make contact. And Ender has been spun around. And the Alfa Romeo will get back on track, but there was contact there. Unfortunate to see that. LR Delta's got damage. There was contact with Key. Not a lot of space between the two drivers. That's a very narrow part of the track. But there was contact. I wonder if the stewards are going to look into that. We will see how that all works out, though. As Tech 31 Racing is out of the race. I wonder if that's going to be a full course. Yes, it is a full course safety car. And oh my goodness, has that just really affected this race result. As LR Delta, Vinjansky, Reflection are all coming in the pit lane. Trench, who pit just a lap before, is now going to be behind this pack of cars. Oh, this is horrible for Trench. He is going to be on fresh tires, though, so he's going to have to make a lot of overtakes in this Grand Prix. But Leslie the Twig will be leading away today's race. On lap 19, the safety car for the 3rd time has been called out due to Tech 31 Racing out of the Grand Prix. All 3 drivers that have retired have all brought out a safety car. And today, it's been a very interesting day for safety cars, of course, because this has mixed up the grid a lot. We will see how this works out, though. So Leslie the Twig is coming into the pit lane and gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pits. Oh, that's not good. That's not good for Leslie the Twig as he gets a 5-second time penalty. That's unfortunate to see, of course, but these things do happen. Hopefully, he can either get that removed. I don't think he can get that removed, but we'll see how that all works out. But maybe he can get the gap. We'll see how it all works out. He's going to come out in P4. Actually, he might come out... He's going to come out ahead of Trench, so he will come out ahead of Trench on faster tires. It's all about making sure that he keeps ahead of Trench, though. So we will see how that works out. Luke Tured and Vincenski, the 2 Williams drivers, have opted to go for these soft compound tires. That is very interesting. They believe that these softs can go to the end of the Grand Prix. Now, is that a possibility? Yes, I think it is a possibility, but you're going to have to really conserve those tires a lot, because, I mean, 16 laps on the softs, can you do it? Actually, to be honest, you can. I've gone 16 laps on the soft tires. So that actually might be a really good strategy for Luke Tourette and Vincenzi, but they're going to have to conserve their tires for like the last 3 laps of the Grand Prix, because the tires degrade after lap 13. That's when they start to, like, start degrading around like lap 8, I would say. We saw that earlier on in the Grand Prix, but when they start getting into danger zone, you know, when they're starting to degrade, you're starting to get like no grip into corners and stuff like that. That's going to be on like around 13 laps with those softs. That's going to be where that position is. So yeah, we'll see how that all works out. Luke Tourette and Vincenzi might be hurting towards the end of the Grand Prix, but at this stage, oh, they're going to be flying. We'll see how that all works out though, as Key comes into the pits. I wonder why Key has come into the pit lane. That is very surprising. I wonder if he's pitting for the softs. Reflection and LR Delta are also into the pit lane. These 3 are going to most likely pit for the softs. Yes, Key comes in for the soft compound tires. What's interesting is that Carrot Finger, Key's rival, will now get up into P8, but he is going to be on medium compound tires. This is going to be really interesting to see how this all works out. So, Key's going to come out right behind his championship rivals. Elian Bayan leaves the session. And I think that was a mistake, because he's P2. He's got a really good chance of taking P1 today, actually, because he's going to be on fire compared to Big Boy June. So I wonder if that was a mistake, maybe a connection glitch. And to be honest, guys, I kind of want to invite Elian Bayan back into the session. So, guys, give me 1 second. You're going to see a blue screen for 1 second. That's so I can invite Elian Bayan back into the session. And yeah, we'll try and get him back in, and then we'll get this race underway once the safety car gets in. Okay, so I've just invited Elian Bayan, so that'll be good. And it looks like the safety car won't be coming in this lap. It looks like Big Boy June will lead us away for another lap of this Grand Prix, so that'll be interesting. I think our closest battle is... Oh, is Elian Bayan and Worried Cloud come into the pit lane? Elian Bayan is a ghost, of course, in today's race, so he's going to come back into the session, of course. Hopefully he will. Hopefully he'll be able to get that invite that I sent him, and he'll get back into the race. But he is pit for the mediums. That's his AI doing that. Worried Cloud is pit for the softs. This is very interesting. I wonder if that's hurt Elian Bayan's race, though. But now, Leslie the Twig and Trench will be battling for P1. Here's how it is right now. Big Boy June has got 17-lap-old hard compound tires. He's going to be struggling a little bit, because the thing is that he's going to have to hold back the rest of the field who are going to be on much faster tires. We got a nice battle between Leslie the Twig and Trench, between those guys who are on the mediums. They are on battling for the win, really, as they were battling for the win just a few laps ago. And then we have Luke Tourette, Vincenzi, in that battle between them two, and they were battling pretty much for the softs. They are both in the Williams cars. So we'll see how that all works out for them. They could be winning this Grand Prix as well. And then we have that battle for Carrot Finger and Key. The 2 championship contenders are battling for position as well. So this is going to be really interesting, guys. We will see how this works out. But Key and Carrot Finger will be battling for position, definitely. We will see how that all works out. By the way, in terms of championship, besides them, there is still a championship contender in this championship, and that's actually Big Boy June. He is still in contention, if I'm not mistaken, for this championship. But what has to happen is that Key and Carrot Finger have to DNF in every single 3 rounds of the last 3 races. So I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. As Big Boy Jun will lead us away. Leslie the Twig will be right behind the Alpine driver. Trench going down the inside on the Aston Martin. Oh, there is contact. Major contact. There's a lot of contact on screen there. As a lot of cars. Trench is out of the Grand Prix. Carrot Finger, the championship leader, is down to P12. He's got major damage there. And that is absolutely crucial in today's race. I think Key might have got damage as well. Let's see. Yeah, Key's got damage. Key has got damage. No front wing from the McLaren driver. And, I mean, if Carrot Finger and Key don't score points today, Big Boy Jun could still win the championship. And that's looking likely as both drivers have contact. And that was just due to Trench spinning around there. There was contact with Leslie the Twig. And that's unfortunate to see. Speaking of Leslie the Twig, going round the outside of Big Boy Jun, a little bit on the grass. There's the Aston Martin, goes round the outside of the Alpine. Ooh, a little contact between the two there. As the Aston Martin goes to the inside line at turn 12 now. Is he going to get ahead? Yes, he does. Now Luke 2 Red is now up in a second place. Now Vincenski is going to try and get involved in this as well. Luke 2 Red is going to be in a really good position here. Here he comes, Luke 2 Red on Leslie the Twig. As Big Boy Jun comes back at the Williams driver. Is Big Boy Jun going to keep ahead? Let's see. The Alpine and the Williams side by side through the Sun S's. We go. Is the Alpine going to get ahead of the Williams? They're going side by side. You can see in the distance as well. The second Williams of Vincenski's right there. But it looks like the Alpine will just about get ahead of Luke 2 Red. So good to see that, of course, for Big Boy Jun. But Luke 2 Red is not going to give this up anytime soon. Oh, is that his Leslie the Twig that's in the wall? The race leader is just spinning, I think, on the exit of turn 4. Leslie the Twig is in the wall there. And this has mixed up the race completely now, as now Vincenski is basically in the race lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Leslie the Twig made a mistake at that section of the track, and that's unfortunate to see, of course. Does he have damage? It doesn't look like it. He does not have damage. So Big Boy Jun still leads us away from the two Williamses of Luke 2 Red and Vincenski. This is very interesting to see. Vincenski's got the biggest chance of winning this Grand Prix. He's going to try and go around the outside of his teammate. Oh, and gets a 3-second time penalty because of that. He went a little bit too wide there, and they made contact. So now, oh, there goes LR Delta down the inside of the Williams driver. LR Delta now getting involved in that as the Ferrari and the Williams go side by side. Who's going to get ahead? It looks like Vincenski will just about get ahead of LR Delta. Great to see that. But LR Delta not giving this up anytime soon. It's a Ferrari v Williams battle here as we got Vincenski, LR Delta, Luke 2 Red, and Worry Cloud all in this. This is great to see. Kind of reminds me of the 90s when we had Williams versus Ferrari. It was 1997, I think it was. Jacques Villeneuve and Michael Schumacher. 96 as well with Michael Schumacher and Damon Hill. And then in the 2000s as well, we had the Williams BMW days and the Ferrari days. But Ferrari were really dominant in that. Anyway, enough with the F1 history. Let's talk about this race, because we got LR Delta really pressurizing Vincenski, who's pressurizing Big Boy Jun right ahead as well. Big Boy Jun still holding this pack away. He's been an amazing defender in today's race and just making sure that he keeps ahead, really. That's really what it's been for Big Boy Jun today, and that could win him the race today. We'll see how it all works out, but Vincenski absolutely flying on the soft compound tires. He's got DRS as well, so he's going to get past the Alpine driver, but is Big Boy Jun going to fight this one back? It doesn't look like it. LR Delta trying to make the move as well, trying to make the move on the Alpine driver as soon as possible. By the way, Worry Cloud is now on the back of LR Delta as well. Here comes the Ferrari, trying to go side by side. Big Boy Jun's also going for a move on Vincenski. There's two drivers, two pairs of drivers going side by side. LR Delta gets ahead, but they're now trying to go 3 wide. No way! This is a 5-way fight for the race lead. Who's gonna get ahead? There's the Ferrari forced off there that I do believe is Worry Cloud, as LR Delta looks to get ahead of the Williams driver. Williams of Vincenski is now trying to get past Big Boy Jun, who re-overtake Vincenski there. Big Boy Jun re-overtaked Vincenski, and he's up into P1. Great to see that, of course. Here comes the Ferrari of LR Delta trying to go round the outside of the Williams. This is just great racing between these drivers here. We've had a lot of action in today's race. Luke 2 Red right there as well. Let's quickly look at penalties. All 4 have 3-second time penalties, and as it stands, none of them will win the Grand Prix. It will actually be Reflection that wins the Grand Prix for Alpine. If it stands like this, we will see. And actually, Ender will get involved in that as well. But here comes Vincenski trying to make a move on Big Boy Jun. Big Boy Jun backs out of that one, but is going to have a much more straight line speed down to turn 4 in the same place that he re-overtook Vincenski just a lap ago. Here comes the Alpine, and that, I think, is going to be P1 for Big Boy Jun once again. The Ferrari of LR Delta and Luke to Red also having a nice little battle there. And it was Luke to Red trying to get ahead of that Ferrari as soon as possible. And actually, the top 5 all have penalties, as Worry Cloud is... Oh, and that's the Williams of Luke to Red spinning off there, and he barely misses the Alpine and the Williams there. Luke to Red will get off there. He spun the car. Thank goodness he didn't collect the top runners there. Luke to Red will be down in P5, but he has 21 seconds of time penalties. He got that from the spin there that he had, and that just put Luke to Red out of contention for this race. Oh, a little bit of contact with Leslie the Twig and Ender. They swap positions. Leslie the Twig has got 8 seconds time penalties. But let's see how this all works out. Here comes Worry Cloud right in the back of Vincenski. Worry Cloud is going to try and get ahead of the Williams, who's trying to go around the outside of Big Boy Jun, who goes wide onto the grass. Big Boy Jun makes a mistake. And here comes the Williams of Vincenski. Worry Cloud is now up to second place as well. Big Boy Jun down to P3. Worry Cloud is now going to try and get ahead, but Big Boy Jun coming back at the Williams as they're going 3 wide down into turn 4. This is great racing. Oh my goodness. How did they survive? 3 wide down into turn 4. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I just saw that, guys. That was 3 wide. Big Boy Jun trying to fight this one back, but Worry Cloud retakes P1 in this Grand Prix. Big Boy Jun takes down to P2. Worry Cloud now leads the Brazilian Grand Prix. Vincenski is now right there as well, trying to make a move on Big Boy Jun. LR Delta right there as well. And Reflection's going to start worrying because his win might be gone away, because now Worry Cloud has got a 1.2 second gap to Big Boy Jun. So Reflection has to get past these guys if he's going to have to try and get P1, because Worry Cloud has got the best chance of winning this Grand Prix. Has the race changed hands? It truly has, guys. What an incredible race it really has been. It's not over anytime soon, though, as Luke to Red gets past Ender. They swap positions. Ender in this battle as well. Pretty much a top 8 battle, as the Alfa Romeo of Inoshia Kai is off the track there, spinning around. That's off the track as well, but here comes LR Delta and Vincenski. Oh no, that's Reflection, actually, on LR Delta. Reflection. Oh, as he gets a 3-second time penalty. Reflection now has a 3-second time penalty. Oh no, that's unfortunate for Reflection, as he might... I don't think he's going to win this Grand Prix. I think Worry Cloud is going to win the Grand Prix here today. But we will find out how this all works out. Unfortunately, I don't have any interval to the rest of the drivers. I don't know why. I think it's a little bit of a glitch on screen right now. As there goes Vincenski on Big Boy Jun. Vincenski looking to get past Jun as fast as possible here. By the way, Leslie the Twig pit for the soft compound tires. After that spin at turn 4, he's had a very difficult end to the Grand Prix. But he's still looking to get a good result here today. We will find out. By the way, Key and Carrot Finger also have a nice battle. 2 championship contenders are having a good battle there. But the battle continues on as Reflection gets past LR Delta. And Reflection is now up into P4. Could it be a double podium for Alpine? We will find out at the end of the Grand Prix. Worry Cloud now has a 3-second gap to Big Boy Jun. So even if Worry Cloud got a 6-second time penalty, if he got another penalty, then he should win the Grand Prix still, just with the gap that he still has. Luke to Red and LR Delta swap positions there. Luke to Red now up to P4. That's great to see. And I wonder if he's going to get those penalties removed. I don't know. So if that's the case, then the top 6 will all have 3-second time penalties. And this is just basically for the race win. This is basically just for the race win, guys. This is going to be an incredible end to the Grand Prix. 3.1 seconds. Oh, as Leslie the Twig gets a 3-second time penalty, down to 6 seconds now. As there goes Vincenski on Big Boy Jun. The Williams now up to P2. And Vincenski does finally get past. And now he's going to start hunting down Worry Cloud, but he's going to have Big Boy Jun right behind that Williams. I wonder, oh, is Big Boy Jun, oh, when he spins it around, and he saves it, oh, Luke to Red and Big Boy Jun collide, and that is Luke to Red out of the Grand Prix. Safety car has been deployed for the 4th time in the Grand Prix. This is absolutely chaos to the Grand Prix here today. Big Boy Jun spins, comes back on track, and Luke to Red is caught up in that, as I assume he hit the back. His wheel completely came off. Luke to Red out of the Grand Prix. Big Boy Jun, I do believe, now has damage, or maybe just spun. But now this puts Ender in the best chance of winning this Grand Prix. My goodness, this race has changed hands so many times, and Worry Cloud is now going to be a little bit nervous after this one because he's going to be leading the safety car, but he has to make sure he gets the 3-second gap to Ender. We will find out once the safety car goes in. This is going to be the 4th safety car of the Brazilian Grand Prix here on lap 31, and just a few laps remain. We have lost Miles, Stanza, Tech 31 Racing, Trench, and Luke 2 Red from the Brazilian Grand Prix. Worry Cloud, Vincenzi, Reflection, Ender, Big Boy, Juin, Key, Delta, Leslie the Twig, Alien Bind, Carrot Finger, and Anoshia Kai are your finishers in today's race so far. Because the safety car could... Oh, Ender gets a drive-through penalty! That is huge. That is absolutely huge. Ender gets a drive-through penalty. He's going to have to serve that. And this has blown everything around. This puts the advantage back into Worry Cloud's hands as he comes into the pit lane. Worry Cloud is into the pit lane. Could this be the race win over? I don't know. This has changed a lot of things, though. Because now Vincenzi's got the biggest chance of winning this Grand Prix. I wonder why Worry Cloud pit. He is pit under the soft compound tires. But will it be enough? Is that the winning strategy? Is that the strategy that cost him the race victory? We don't know. It's a question mark right now, guys. I don't know. Oh no, guys. This is a really intense end to the Brazilian Grand Prix. I would have not expected this end to today's race, as this is going to end a lot of things here. Who knows what's going to happen at the end of this one here today in PS Vitesse. Wow, has this changed a lot, though. But now, Vincenzi will lead the way from Reflection and Ender. Ender will have to serve that penalty, as Big Boy Juin also have 6 seconds time penalty. So as it stands, Worry Cloud will finish in P3, but he wants the win. And he's got the chance to do so. He has to get past Big Boy Juin and Ender, though, as soon as possible and get on the back of Reflection and Vincenzi. We will find out how that works out. And now here's the question, guys. Will the safety car come in this lap? We will find out now. And the safety car will not be coming in this lap unless it's a really late call by the stewards. But I don't think the safety car will be coming in this lap. We will see the safety car out for one more lap in today's Brazilian Grand Prix. Oh my goodness, guys. What an end to the Brazilian Grand Prix this is going to be. What an end to the race here at Interlagos. Can Vincenzi win the Grand Prix? Can Reflection win the Grand Prix? Can Worry Cloud win the Grand Prix? Can Key win the Grand Prix? Oh my goodness. This has changed everything, guys. And Key's got a huge chance of winning this Grand Prix as well. Because right now, if he keeps this gap, he's going to win. He's going to win the Grand Prix. Oh my goodness, guys. What an end this is going to be. I can't wait. Okay, so the safety car is coming in this lap. And now, we are going to see who wins this race. I mean, we've had a lot of changes in today's race, a lot of different positions going up and down, you know. We will see who wins this. It's going to be an absolutely amazing end of the Grand Prix here today. Who will win it? We don't know. We will find out, though, in just the next few laps of the Grand Prix. So, let's quickly get the leader gap now. Where is that? Here it is. I missed it completely. There it is. All right, so as it stands, Key has to gain... Actually, right now, Key will grab P1. But we will find out as the safety car comes in this lap. In the next lap, I will go over the gaps, and we will see exactly who's got what. But Vincenzi will lead us away. Where will he go? Trench led the safety car. Big Boy Juin led the safety car. Now Vincenzi leads the safety car. Where will the Williams driver go? Now he goes. There he goes. Right there. He went. Same place where a few of the other drivers led us away. And he's got a 5-second gap to Reflection already. Key's got a 1.7 second gap to the front runners there. And he will win the Grand Prix as it stands. Here comes Big Boy Juin and Ender swapping positions there. The Alfa Romeo has to pit, though. So we'll see how that all works out. Ender and Big Boy Joon side by side. Who's going to come out ahead? Oh, there's lots of battles going on here as the No Shikai gets a 3-second time penalty there. Let's just see how this all works out. It looks like Worry Cloud is on the back of Big Boy Joon. Remember, Worry Cloud's on softs that are only 1 lap old. Ooh, the contact there is Key and Ender make contact a little bit there. Ender spun around there, and Key is up to P5, but he did make contact there with Ender. I don't know if that's going to be a penalty. I don't know what's going to happen there. But right now, Vincenski leads us away. Big Boy Joon still on 29 lap-old hard compound tires. Wow. He has he might be my driver of the day just for doing that. I mean, I don't know. That's pretty impressive from Big Boy Joon, especially holding back all these drivers. As here comes Worry Cloud on the fresher soft compound tires, going for the switchback maneuver. Oh, and Key spun into the wall. I heard some contact. Worry Cloud and Key have made contact. The championship leader, or sorry, the championship contender is now down to P9 now. And this is not good for the championship contender. Worry Cloud now makes the move on Big Boy Joon. Worry Cloud's now up into P3. Leslie Twigs now up to P4 as Key retires from the session on track, I do believe, after some contact with a few drivers there. Leslie the Twig has got past Big Boy Joon as well. Big Boy Joon's tires are dropping off a little bit there. But as it stands, Vincenski will win the Grand Prix unless Carrot Finger can make up 0.5 of a second. He will win the Grand Prix. Oh my goodness. Here comes Carrot Finger actually on LR Delta. Carrot Finger gets ahead, and now he's up into P6. Now he's going to try and make a move on Big Boy Joon, going round the outside of the Alpine. Who's going to come out ahead? I think Big Boy Joon will just about get ahead. Alien Buy-in right there as well. DRS has now been enabled as we start the final lap of the Grand Prix. LR Delta on Carrot Finger. Ellen Buy-in right there as well. LR Delta gets ahead. Oh, a little contact between the drivers right here. Carrot Finger and LR Delta continue the battle as this is just great racing. Alien Buy-in looking to go and make a move as well. Almost 3 wide into this section. They are going to go 3 wide. Into turn 4 we go. Who's going to get ahead? It is LR Delta that gets ahead. Carrot Finger is now down to P8 as Worry Cloud gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not good for Worry Cloud as he's going to be down to 6 seconds time penalties in today's race. But this is going to be it. Alien Buy-in, if he can gain 0.9 of a second, he will win the Brazilian Grand Prix as it stands. But right now, that's looking not likely. So round the final heavy braking zone we go. Into the final few corners. Vincenski has done an amazing job today, and he's going to come around the final few corners here on 16 lap old soft tires. Vincenski wins the Brazilian Grand Prix in PS Vitesse. What an amazing end to this Grand Prix. Wow. Carrot Finger will finish second in today's race, and that might just be the championship for him. That just might be the championship for Carrot Finger. Reflection will finish on the podium for Alpine. An amazing end to this Grand Prix here today. If I'm not mistaken, Carrot Finger will win the championship in today's race. But that's all undecided. Penalties could get removed. Penalties could be handed out. We don't know what's going to happen there. So it's not officially confirmed. But that's your end to the Grand Prix, guys. Wow, what an end to it. We had a lot of action on track. But your race winner is Vincenski. He does win the Brazilian Grand Prix. His first win this season. He becomes the 4th different driver to win a race this season in PS Vitesse. Great to see Vincenski on top for the first time this season. Carrot Finger, what a recovery drive that was to finish 2nd place in the Brazilian Grand Prix. He's going to be very happy with that, especially with his championship rival out of the Grand Prix. It was looking pretty good for Key. He could have won that Grand Prix, I think, but there was contact with one of the drivers. I wonder if there was going to be a penalty for the driver that hit him. I don't know, but wow. Wow, guys, incredible. incredible to see. Vincenski will now get right on the back of Reflection. Reflection will be jumping ahead of Big Boy June in the championship. Reflection will get up to P3 in the championship standings. Vincenski will be right on the back of those guys as well. But that's your results for today's race here in Sao Paulo at the Interlagos circuit. It's the Brazilian Grand Prix. Your top three: Vincenski, Vincenski, Carrot Finger, and Reflection. Williams, Haas, and Alpine. Carrot Finger gets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as well, so 19 points goes to the Haas driver. Congrats to him. It might be the championship as well. Like I said before, I don't know exactly. There's no official results and everything like that. So we will know for sure by the next race in Imola. But that's the end of the Grand Prix. Vincenski, Carrot Finger, Reflection, the top three, Word Cloud, then Last of the Twig, Elienbein, LR Delta, Big Boy Jun, Ender, and Inoshia Kai, rounding off the top 10. The rest were not finishers of the Grand Prix, and that's going to be the end of the Brazilian Grand Prix here in PS Vitesse. Guys, what an amazing race it truly was. We had a lot of action on track, 4 safety cars. There was a few contacts with a few drivers as well, but there was some great action out on track there. So great to see, of course. Yeah, guys, what an incredible, what a great race that truly was. Great to commentate on it as always. We had some great runners out there, some amazing results for some few drivers as well. Congrats to Vincenski as well. Race win for him. I'm sure he's going to be very happy with that. He put in every step to get there. So congrats to him. But that's going to be it here today at PS Vitesse Season 5's F4 Championship event in Season 5, and this is going to be round 12 of the championship race. Just 2 rounds remain. Next time out, we're heading to Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. We will see you then in Imola, and that will be in, of course, the city of Imola. So we'll see you then. But I've been your commentator, Formula Jonah, for the PS Vitesse Grand Prix here at Brazil. Thank you to everyone that watched the stream as well. You guys are incredible. And if you have not already, please like this video if you enjoyed the commentary, and also subscribe to see more PS Vitesse content. You can also check out me on YouTube and Twitch if you want to check out all the motorsport content I do. So definitely do that as well. But that's going to be it from here today at PS Vitesse. Like I said, I'm Formula Jonah, your commentator for today, and I'll see you all in the next one at